Hello to all of the beautiful creatures of Earth, and this is the Quantum Cafe and Interstellar Lounge with your host here, the Cosmic Messenger. We are buzzing on the planet, and it is going to the next stratosphere because this is the summer solstice vortex that's been carrying us through these changing times, and it's been absolutely incredible. So I have some awesome stuff to talk to you about today, and just before we get into it all, I wanted to let you know that the June 19th, 20th, and 21st on Earth time from its perspective in quantum infinity, my partner and I collaborate a lot, Hillary Raven Porter at Sacred Star Seed Healing, and we joined forces with Lee Radel, and we did 3 events. So the first one was all 3 of us. And that was at the Church of Truth here in Victoria in an octagon room. We had sound healing going on where the person would animate and walk around the room, right? Giving sound to the collective and then to everybody individually, okay? We're doing Tamiana group healing. So we're laying on the floor in a star formation. The sound is going around the room. Acutonics chimes, Tibetan singing bowls, and a wide variety like a medicine drum. So awesome. And then I'm activating the crystals and the grid, going around the people laying in a star formation in an octagon room. And Hillary Raven Porter, is going in and doing even more magic and activating light codes, light language, a golden seed activation before we started. Boom, on your wrists. Depending where she gets called to put it for whatever template she's working with. Those are acu seeds, and they can stay on the body as long as you feel like. So we did a morphic resonance for that. And then we went through the meditation with the live sound going on, right? Walking through the people. I'm adding universal life force energy, Reiki, my Lightbody technician work into the room. And then once we started to get really going into it, and then at the end when the meditation was coming to a close, we give people a very long time to continue to get activated, and that's when we come in, and we were like 3 musicians on stage jamming out, 3 metaphysicians. In comes some Reiki. Ooh, I want to put these tuning forks right here on your feet. And it was just a joy to experience. So we did that for the first day. Talk about 5D living. The second day, we did another group heal at a second location. Just myself and Hillary Raven Porter. And that one was also stellar as well, too. And then we did an online one on the third day. Incredible stuff. It was super magical. So this trifecta, right, brought in the magic of the universe into the earth plane. So that's rad. Now, coming up on July 9th and 10th, which is a Saturday and a Sunday, myself and Hillary, we are creating called a mini market for 5th dimensional living, multidimensional living to amplify your life, and it's called Galactivation Central. You'll hear more about this down the road in terms of using it for pop-up shops and for workshops. It'll be under the banner Galactivation Central. So it'll be in person in Victoria, BC on 1508 Haltane at Four Corners Community Collective. From 10 to 5, you come down. It's going to be a little bit different than most markets are. This isn't a straight-up spiritual metaphysical market. This is multidimensional. And multidimensional means from the clothing you wear to the chemicals that you want to get rid of in your closet, right? When you start to become aware of all these things, you realize that it is the energy work too. So it is metaphysical and spiritual, but it's all-encompassing. Right? Biodynamic foods. Where do you want to spend your time? Communicating with nature. Shopping malls dense. Super amazing little indie shop that like resonates at a whole nother level of New Earth. I'm thinking of these things, right? Stuff to amplify your life. Okay? So I'll be there with Hillary, and we're doing mini sessions. So they're going to be 30 minutes, little bite-sized potent sessions. I'm going to do a stellar gateway activation and chakra illumination sequence as well too. So that's going to be as well amazing too. Chakra illumination. Let's come down. So we'll be there setting up stuff, and we got a whole variety of people showing their craft, and they're from herbs to crystals and a whole bunch. And we have a ceramics worker as well too. Some light codes will be there as well. So this is going to be amazing. So I'm excited. This is our first market that we're putting on together, and because it's a bit smaller, we want to create more space between the booths and a little bit less of like come in, buy, present, shop, overwhelm, running from all the things. There's beautiful benches in the front, and we just want to have a nice high vibrational experience. We're also not having any plugins going on during the festival, so there's not going to be lots of cords and electricity going on all over the place. Yes, the place is lit up and it's got that good vibe, and if you need to charge a device that you're using for your practice, that's okay too, but we're keeping the EMF as low as possible, right? So we can keep the vibration elevated. I'll have some energy encoded art prints there as well too, and there'll be some vibrational elixirs as well. It's going to be amazing. So that's rad. So that's coming up very, very soon. And then I just launched a mantra album. So head over to my Bandcamp page and look for the newest album called Mantras for Accessing the 0 Point Fields. It's an EP. EP is generally a little bit shorter, right? Mine are really long because my albums tend to be an hour and a half to 2 hours long. So for me, an hour and 15 minutes is like an EP. So 5 mantras. They're all taken from originally the phrasing, the timing, and the tempo from and the syllables from Sanskrit and Kirtan stuff. You might experience them in Kundalini Yoga as well too. So those are encoded. And if you click on each track, it'll give you another image and the write-up explaining which mantra it was taken from and how it was shifted into the English dialect and how we work from that. Huge transformations with those. They're free to stream, but they're also available to purchase, okay? Cool. I hope everybody's doing amazing out there. Blazing summer. We got the first wave of heat coming here on Vancouver Island, and I'm really looking forward to it because I love hot all the time. So, why am I here today? I wanted to talk to you about 3 awesome things. We're going to talk about harmonic universes. We're going to talk about densities. We're going to clear up some of the difference between densities and dimensions. And then we are going to talk about the photon band. So actually, I'm going to start with the photon band, and then we can get into the layouts that happen after. So if you're new to my channel, thanks for coming in. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm glad you're here. It's a pleasure. I'll put my link down at the end of the video so you can check out my portal to all of my sacred services. So, let's start with the photon band. So the photon band is made of dodecahedrons, 12-sided circular shape, right? And the dodecahedron is basically raining down on Earth right now. So the photon band lives pinned with Alcyone. Alcyone is our central sun in the Pleiades star system. Now the photon band is an imprint and an energy band, right, that stays with us for the entire time that we do in an ascension cycle. So we're in one right now, so the photon band gets overlaid. Earth isn't always in it. It's only in it when we're in the age of Aquarius and the age of Leo. So then as we're spinning around doing our magic, we come back into the photon band slowly. So from, like the 80s till about now, it took us some time to really enter it fully. I don't think our whole solar system has been engulfed yet, okay? So the photon band gets a new layer that gets laid in. The Alcyone and the Pleiades, they're always in the photon band, so they're the library of that stuff, right? Whereas we enter it and exit it. It gets layered, and then for the ascension cycles that we go through, which are thousands of years long, right? A full complete cycle is like the precession of the equinoxes, right? But we rotate between these 4,400 and something years to do another potent ascension cycle, and these stargates open. The photon band is there the whole time, but think about it as overlaying it right now. It is big time, full of 9th and 12th dimensional templates. They're coming in on Earth. We're reworking Earth's grid, right? In consciousness with Gaia and the solar system, and particularly our sun. Then, and the Pleiades, of course. And then it slowly dissipates. But it's always still there. So just before the new one gets overlaid, it kept the imprint of all of the processes we went through, all of the codex, all of the energy sources that made up the Akashic records of our ascension process, self-awareness, and where we went individually and as a collective, so that we know where we came from and where we're going, right? And this is how we got there. Literally the story of how we did it. What kind of new grids got overlaid on Earth? How were things, with the photon band, things become transparent, right? Means they're easier to see. Hence why we're seeing so much of the distortions coming out of our paradigm, particularly in the realms of all of the structures that have made up our society, right? That is really shifting because it's showing what is toxic within itself. It's also transparent, so it's showing you that you, as an incarnational being, are not as fixed into the physical form as you think you are, right? The photon band is all about illumination. It's all about expansion of consciousness. It's all about rewiring the DNA and about turning ourselves into the fantastical maximum human being that we can potentially be. It also holds the codex for moving our planet into the next octave, right? Photon band is very potent. I've talked about this before, or I have talked about it. I see them in the quantum field. Some days it's more potent than others. But if we have like a big rain, I call it the raining down. It goes through the skin, through the clothes, through the wall buildings. And I can see them raining down. They're like golden and mixed with like silver and lavender. It's quite fascinating. It's been with me my whole life. But now I've really noticed it, which is super cool. As you tune into your multidimensional fields, especially in the last like decade, it's really become more prominent that those were. Now I know exactly what I'm seeing and why I'm seeing it, right? In my star chart, my birth chart, I have my nodal positions for the moon, and they're also in Aquarius and Leo, and I think that really plays into how I am able to see the photon band, right? And that is that accelerated energy, which is giving us the abilities right now to come forth, to shine, to refine, to rediscover light languages and all the light codes that are coming on Earth and the gamma rays. It's incredible. So that's a taste of what the photon band is like. Now we have the harmonic universes and the densities, okay? So Earth right now is going through the photon band and things are becoming illuminated, okay? Now, let's start with there's Earth, okay? In Harmonic Universe 1, as we see it now, that is the first dimension, the second dimension, and the third dimension. So there's 5 harmonic universes in the universe we currently live in. So this universe is a multiverse, right? There's 5 universes that make up this one universe. And then there's very well more than that after, if that's even a sentence. After you get out of this universe, there's even more. They all overlap, they all intertwine. Earth is in Harmonic Universe 1, and it's working to ascend to Harmonic Universe 2, so that we have more options for when we choose to incarnate, and then physicality isn't as dense as we see it, and things magnetize quicker, and there's not as many distortions. But Earth is an amazing place to learn lessons. In Harmonic Universe 2, which is dimensions 4, 5, and 6, right? So they each hold 3. So if there's 5 of them times 3, there's 15 dimensions that make up this incarnational matrix. 12 of them are more physical as we kind of know it, but as you go up, it gets more transparent. And then, in the second harmonic universe, we have Tara. You've heard about that. Now, Earth also has a name, Terra, Terra. It's another one that's been going around. It's more likely our ancient name. Tara is pinned with Earth. They're like cousins of each other. They're different, but they're unified. Tara is in the 5th dimension, Harmonic Universe 2. We're looking to ascend to that level. So there'll be Earth here, Tara there. They merge periodically. Earth moves into its new octave, right? Exits that harmonic universe and then gets the viewpoint from the 5th dimension. That's where we're working towards. And Tara does its own ascension cycles. But right now on Earth, we also have parallel Earth. 400 years-ish in the future, running through its timelines. And we're working at merging the two together and then ascending. But they are all independent of each other. Unique sentient beings that are interconnected. And then we've heard the term Gaia. Gaia is in the 7th dimension. Because 3rd, 5th, 7th, 9th, All of the odd numbers, those are the more physical looking ones. Gaia is the fully ascended earth, but it's its own being, right? And Tara then leads into Gaia, which they all have portals. Gaia's in the third harmonic universe, right? In the seventh dimension, which includes the seventh, eighth, and ninth, right? 5 to make up one universe. My calculations are correct. There's 7 universes, and then 5 within each universe. So that's a lot of universes, right? 7 full ones times 5. We got a lot going on here. So we got 35 of them, right? 7, 14, 21, 28, 35. It's amazing. So just want to make sure that you're following along with all this. Now, when we talk about densities, everybody's like, Earth is moving to the 4th density. Okay, I want to clear something up. There's 15 dimensions, right? And 5 harmonic universes that have 3 dimensions in each. Moving up the ladder from 1 to 15. Within each singular dimension, the 3rd dimension that we're in right now, some of us resonate with the 5th, but we're merging the 2 together. In the 3rd dimension, we have 12 other densities. You go through those 12 densities, then you make it to the 4th. Okay? So all 15 have 12 frequency densities. So people are at different rates with their awakenings and their self-awareness and ascension processes. Somebody could be at low, very low 3D. Somebody could be at mid-range or high. So it's that spectrum of the 12, right? But remember, whatever dimension you're in, it's multidimensional. So you're bringing them all in anyways. Just because we've incarnated into the 3rd does not mean we're not experiencing some 5th dimensional energies or some sound healing and natural law. You know, we're talking the 6th dimension there and the 9th and 10th dimensions. So when we bring this stuff in, it's mixing. All the particles are coming and talking to each other. So somebody could be in their ascension process at 11th density of the 3rd dimension, missing the 4th completely, but the 5th and the 6th, they're at the 7th density. So it's a wide range that mixes between them all. So when they say we're moving to the 4th density, right? The 4th density of what dimension? Need to specify what that is so we can know where we're going, right? You are where you are anyways, but it's nice to have a roadmap pointing in the direction you want to go. So it's most likely moving into the 4th density range. I know what people are referencing. They're referencing the astral plane of the 4th dimension. But then what range are you in there? Because the lower 4th is filled with negative entity attachments and like some really false gods and that sort of thing, right? It gets really wonky. Self-discovery of max because things are just so crumbled apart and discombobulated. Your astral bodies are not attached to your body anymore. They're there, but they're floating away from you. The upper 4th, you're astral traveling on your own accord. You are fully protected. Your dream space is great. Your astral twin and your etheric double are like strong and robust and connected to your light body. So if that's a mouthful to take in, think about that. The densities are the frequencies within each dimension. The dimension is like the overlaying viewpoint of all of that coming together, right? It's like you have your chakras, but then each chakra is a plane of existence. The chakra plus more. The density plus more. That dimension is all of those densities combined. People often ask me, why do I really need to ascend? And what is the whole point of this? The point of this is to live a fully, complete, elevated life, free of distortions. The next one is so that you can have more choices to incarnate into. Because of all these frequency fences we have and DNA control, like they keep telling us it's junk DNA. No, it's very special DNA. Because each strand of our DNA, there's 12 strands. We're originally built for that. They're all connected to a dimension. First strand to dimension 1, second strand to dimension 2, fifth strand to the fifth dimension, etc. And when you have more options, because when you're in a higher octave harmonic universe, you can choose to go in and out of those universes at will. So if you're in the second harmonic universe, you don't feel physical pain nearly as intense as it is now. The holographic universe is more moldable. There's way more compassion connected to the spirit realms, etc. You can come back down to the first and go back up to the second. You can play around a little more. You get to the third, now you got 3 to play in. And the universe, as we know it, is hundreds of trillions of stars and galaxies and solar systems. It's infinite. Imagine your playground goes to the square powered of 1,000,000 after that. That's pretty amazing, right? You have more experiences to have. And then also a return to your soul group, your oversoul, and the whole bit. I mean, some are right here on Earth. Born here, started here, wanted to stay here. Some of us are starseeds coming in and accessing different dimensional portals from that too, right? The lens gets bigger as we peel off all those amazing layers. And the photon band, like I said, plays a huge role in it, because every time we move through these cycles, it elevates and puts the potentiality for us to remove some of these frequency fences, right? These negative seals that have been placed upon Earth to keep our ascension at a lower vibration. Why? Because there's other beings that maybe claim right over this planet. We need to consider things like that. And myself being a starseed, I wasn't here last lifetime, and I will not be here the lifetime after this. It's also in my galactic astrology star charts as well too. So I come down to have a human experience for a while, and I am this now for this period of time. But when I leave, I resonate with elsewhere. But because I care so much about the universe, here to assist humanity to elevate its consciousness to a very high level. And you know what? Earth is very distorted right now. Mother Earth is pure. And Earth is also simultaneously this magical oasis of pristine quality. And we are, the way we're pinned and moving with Alcyone, our central sun, and using that photonic energy to create all sorts of amazing newfound abilities to come forth into the human plane for healing, for dynamic creativity, and for compassion and love centered experiences. There's no place like it here. And Earth is only going to get stronger as it goes deeper into this band. These next couple hundred years, we're just going to be absolutely flooded with the most amazing light codes imaginable. So there's a taste of harmonic universes, there's a taste of the photon band, and there's a taste of densities. Thank you all for coming and listening today. It's a pleasure having these amazing galactic chats with you. Looking forward to it. Hope to see some of you out there at our wonderful market coming up soon, Galactivation Central. And once again, stay rad. If you need any of my services, links here at the bottom. You can check out all of the amazing services that I put forth. I'm here for you. I do distance and local, so you can be in person in Victoria, BC, and I can do them distance anywhere on the planet. You'll be there live with me on Zoom, and I will connect with you that way, okay? At least that's my current portal at this point in time. So look forward to chatting with you all soon. Spread the word about the Quantum Cafe and Interstellar Lounge, and we'll talk to you soon. Take care, everyone.